Hi guys, I'm Missy, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. So as you see, I don't have any makeup on today because we're going to play with some makeup, and I am going to do a full face of makeup from ShopMissA. Alright, so I may have to take some breaks in between because my back has been bothering me. So just going to give you a heads up on that. There might be more cuts than usual in editing, but these videos kind of take a while. So that's why I'm kind of giving that disclaimer. But let's get started. So let's start with, let me see here. I've got an accessory. Let me see if I got any skincare type stuff. I don't think I did. Okay, it doesn't look like it, but ShopMissA does have skincare if you're interested in that. So let's just open the accessory first. This cute little hand mirror with the kitty cat on it from AOA Studio. And like I always do, I will pop up on the screen how much each item is. Most of the stuff is like under $2. So we have this cute little hand mirror, decent size. So that is what it looks like. I think there's a little film on here. If not, I might have to clean the mirror later. I think it's just got like a glue speck on it from the plastic. Yeah, it's just a little glue speck from the plastic. But there is the mirror, pretty pink. I think it comes in black also if you don't want the pink. Okay. So the way I like to do my makeup is I like to put my primers on first, and then I'll do my brows. And while I'm doing my brows, it allows my primers to sink in. So let me just take my rings off for this. Okay, so we have... Okay, so now it looks like I only got one face primer. So we've got this one from AOA Studio. This is the Wonder Skin Perfecting Blur Primer. So let's just open it. It's all wrapped up in plastic and sealed. I'll admit this one looks a little scary, because it looks a little glittery in the tube. Okay. So that is what it's looking like, and it does look like there's little like glitter specks in this. I'm guessing that's to kind of give like a glowy effect. Alright, so we're just gonna put this on. It does kind of smell perfumey. Alright, so there is that. Maybe a little bit of blurring through here. I'm not sure. I guess I should have just done one side to see. Sorry about that. It does feel kind of tacky, at least for right now. So there is that item. Alright, now I'm going to work on brows, and I know I have a few options for brows. Alright, so I got 3 options for brows here. We might just use all of them. We have the AOA Studio Slim Brow in Ebony. That is what that one looks like. Then we have the Micro Brow Pen, also from AOA Studio. That's what it looks like. And then we have the Brow Powder in Dark, also from AOA Studio. I'm not sure if I told you the color of the micro brow pen. It's in the shade black. Alright, so let me unwrap the plastic from these, and then we'll get started on the brows. Alright, so we're going to go in with the brow pen, or the brow pencil first. So let me zoom you guys in. Alright, there we go. All zoomed in. So you do have a spoolie on one side, so that is nice because I always like that, so that I can kind of brush up my brows. I have very thin, sparse brows. I just always have. I never, even though, you know, I was a teen and stuff in the 90s, I never plucked my brows. I was just born with the slim brows. Alright, so we're gonna go in and use the other end of the pencil, which it is a pointed tip. I'm just going to draw my brow. I'm going in light-handed because I don't know how pigmented this is. The fact that I'm going in light-handed and I am already getting pigment, so that's nice. It does seem to be like a soft black instead of like a super dark pigmented black, which is nice because it looks more natural when it's like that. Alright, so that's what we're looking like with just the pencil. So not bad. And then I'm just going to go in with the pen. Normally I would like completely fill in with this, but I want to see how the micro brow pen does. So I'm kind of leaving some sparse areas. So let me just go ahead and do the other brow. Okay, so that was actually pretty easy. Very easy to use. Okay, nice. Alright, so now let's go in with the micro brow pen. I don't have much experience with these. I've only ever used the ColourPop one, and I got in a mystery box, but I think it was kind of dried out because it didn't really have much pigment to it. Okay, so this is different. I thought it was like little like flick pen, but it's this type, I guess, because it's called microblade. So we'll see. We'll see how I do with this. So I'm gonna assume that I just kind of go like this with it. I'm not sure if I'm even getting anything out of that. Okay. I mean, it's okay. It did fill in some because I did it on this brow, but nah, I think I'm gonna pass on this one. I'm gonna try and use it on the other side. It's not putting very much out, and I did kind of like rub it on the paper up there to try to get it going. Let me try to press a little harder, see if maybe that's it. Maybe it's just me not pressing hard enough on it. Yeah. It just feels really dry, like it's dragging on my skin. So I don't know if it just is dried out or what. But I'm going to go back in with the brow pencil and kind of fill in a little bit better of what I like, because that wasn't enough for me. Alright, there we go. That's more what I like. So I'm going to say yes on the brow pencil, but no on the brow pen. Alright, now I'm going to go in with the brow powder. Sorry, it's very reflective. I'm going to go in with the brow powder. I think I'm just going to do a mix of the two and just kind of soften up the brows a little bit. Not that they really need it that much, because that brow pencil is actually more of a natural looking brow, so I appreciate that. I have some that are just like pow with pigment in your face, and I have to tone down with powder sometimes. Alright, so like I said, I'm just dipping into both powders, and it does come with a little brush, and I'm using that, so we'll see how it does. Okay. You guys may hear some thunder because we've been having some bad storms as of late. So yeah, you might hear that. Alright, so I have used the brow powder on this side. You can see it just kind of gives it a softer look. And then I'm going to run back through with the spoolie when I'm done with both sides. This little brush is not bad. It's very tiny. So I'm kind of like having to hold it all the way up. But it is nice that it comes with it, especially if you want to like touch up your brows throughout the day with it, or if you want to travel with it. It already has its brush in it. So that is nice. Alright, so I didn't see any brow gels on the website when I was placing my order. I think there might be some now, but I'm not sure. Because if you've ever shopped with ShopMissA, she's continuously getting new products, so some of these things may not be available now. She changes over so much, and some of them may. So just keep that in mind. But if they are, you know, obviously you're getting to see how they perform. Alright, so now that that primer is fully set in, we are going to do our base first today. So I did just pick up one foundation and one concealer. I really did not have much to choose from color-wise because a lot of them were sold out. I'm just checking here to make sure I don't have anything else. Alright, so yeah, okay. So we're going to start with the foundation. I did try to get a color corrector, but again, they were all sold out because I tend to have dark circles right here, and then I have redness on my face. So I'm not going to use any other products today other than the ShopMissA, so I won't be able to cover those up. I mean, hopefully the concealer and the foundation is enough, but most of the time it's not for me. So just keep that in mind when I'm using these products, if it peeks through. Alright, so we are using the AOA Buildable A+ Satin Foundation. Uh-oh. I think the shade was on the sticker, which is kind of a flaw. Let me make sure. Yeah, pretty sure it was on the sticker. So that kind of stinks. If you want to know what shade to repurchase, you have to go back through your order, which I'll put up on the screen what shade I got. It says this is the A+ Satin Foundation, is a lightweight liquid formula that delivers buildable coverage and a long-lasting natural finish. So we're looking for a natural finish with this. It does come in a dropper form like this, which I don't like, so I am gonna grab my little palette here. If it's in here, yeah, there it is. So I have my little mixing palette here. This came from ShopMissA also a while back. It's very reflective. This came from ShopMissA also a while back, so I'm going to use it to kind of put my foundation on here and then kind of mix it on my face. Yeah, it's like, I'm trying to use the little dropper for it. Let's see if that did any good. Okay, so it's not too bad with that, but I can already see when I press it down in there, it's pressing product back out of the bottle, so that's going to be messy over time. Alright, let's see if that's enough for now. I'm just going to take my little spatula and just kind of spread on the face. It has a very familiar scent to it, but I can't place it. Alright, so we're gonna go in with our sponge. So this is a cute little travel sponge that came from ShopMissA, and they have all kinds of makeup sponges. I did buy a set a while back, so I just kind of pulled one from those. This is the microfiber one from that set, but I will say a lot of ShopMissA sponges are very good. If you look, you know, all over social media, you'll see a lot of people like the Paw Paw sponge, which is their most popular one. I do like it too. I'm just spraying my beauty blender with MAC Fix Plus to saturate it so I can blend the foundation. That's all, since I forgot to wet it. Alright, so let's go in and see what the coverage is like on this. This color may be too dark for me. Like I said, I had limited options, but I did my best for matching. And this is a part of my series of full face of affordable makeup brands. There should be an Essence one going up before this, and then I have some others planned. If you would like to ask for me to do specific affordable brand, just drop me a comment below and let me know who you're interested in. I did do a Dollar Tree, full face of Dollar Tree makeup a while back. I can always do another one if you guys are interested, since they are continuously getting different things a lot of times. Alright, so not bad. It's a very pretty finish. Maybe a bit light on me, but maybe not, because I'm not really seeing too much of a difference. Let me look in the mirror. Yeah, I'm not really seeing too much of a difference. So I'm going to build it up because I got some more on the palette here, so I want to see how it builds. Because it said it was a buildable coverage. Typically I do like a satin finish because my all-time favorite foundation is the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Satin Foundation. And do remember I am in my 40s, so I do have fine lines and wrinkles. And of course texture, you know, texture's normal. Having to spend a little extra time blending it in the nose area here. Okay, so I kind of like it so far. It's got kind of a glowy finish. Well, that may be the primer underneath. I'm not sure. I'll have to try it another time without the primer. Okay. But that is essentially 2 coats all over my face of the foundation. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I probably shouldn't put as much as I did on the little palette. So let's go in with the liquid concealer. This is also from AOA Studio, and it's non-drying, creamy, long wear. I did have to get Porcelain, so it may be way too light. It's supposed to be medium to full coverage, and as you can see right there, it is $1.55, which a lot of these products are a little more than $1 because the proceeds they go to an animal, some sort of animal foundation. I have to look it up to see, but that's why they are a little more priced. Not that they're expensive, they're cheap. Alright, so it says apply a small amount over blemishes or under eyes and blend out. Start with a thin layer and build as needed. Set with powder. And it says parts of proceeds support animals in need. Okay, so it looks like we have a little squirt tube. I do prefer my concealers to have a wand and not these, so I am just going to squirt this on the palette, and I'm going to do the same thing I did with the foundation. Oh, that is really light. Okay, I guess we're just going to have super bright under eyes today. Give me 1 second here. I'm trying to wipe up makeup so it doesn't get everywhere. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to place a little bit here, 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 and grab some more. Alright, so I'm just going to go in with that sponge and blend. I definitely could have used a little bit darker of a concealer because this is like almost straight up white. Yeah. So Like I said, I could only get this one though because they were sold out of a lot of the colors, which tells me it's a pretty popular formula. I mean, you know, for the price, I don't blame people. Wow, that blended out really easy. All right, now let's see how it does under the eyes for these dark circles. Like I said, it says medium buildable coverage. Or medium to full, right? I think it was medium to full coverage. Wow, okay, that's nice. Wow, I'm actually kind of impressed with that. I mean, you guys can see the difference here. Okay, cool. I do think I'm going to put a little bit more under there. I don't want to do too much because I don't want to get like, you know, crepey looking eye. But that's not bad. And, you know, because I got such a light shade, it's very brightening under there. So I'm just going to put a little more here and here. Okay. Just blend that out. Alright, it's layering nicely. Okay. Nice. I'm like very picky about my concealers. I just wish it was in a wand form instead of the squirt tube, but that's just a personal preference. Okay, let me move this out of the way so that I don't get foundation and concealer everywhere. I'm just gonna set it back here out of the way. All right, now we have some contour and some blush. I gotta make sure I grab the right ones. Alright, so I did find another brow pen in here, a brow pencil. So since the brows are already done, I will use this in another video, so just stay tuned to that. Okay. But we are going to go ahead and do the cream products that I have for base and everything, and then we'll go over with powder for them. So I did pick up the Paw Paw contour stick in the shade Fawn. And let me just open that up. I will say that I wish they would stop doing all this single-use plastic on it and do the kind of like the cardboard packaging instead. Alright, so we have this for the contour in the shade Fawn, and then I have two Color Flush liquid blushes from AOA Studio in the shades Walnut and Pecan, or Pecan, depending on, you know, where you live, how you say it. So let me open these up. I will say these liquid blushes are already starting to dry out. Let me just show you here. See that separation already? So we'll see if I get to use this one today. It may be too dried out to use. I don't think so. Okay, looks like we'll be able to use it, but it's happening to both. They do have other options for liquid blush on their website. They look like little nail polishes. Again, the name is on the plastic, so I don't really care for that. But like I said, this is Pecan, just like a light color, like maybe like peachy pink, and then this darker one is Walnut. So let me do the contour first. Just put some here. I'm not sure if I got a dark enough color. I mean, it's a contour one, so it needs to be kind of light for contouring. But if you want a bronzer color, they do have darker colors. Okay, yeah, this is definitely a contour color for me. Alright. Going under the chin. Gonna do the nose. Okay. Here I thought I was getting too dark of a color, but not really. Alright, so let's blend that out and see how blendable it is. Alright, it's taking a little bit of work to blend it out. As you can see, I'm like really having to go in there. I'm gonna spray my face with some MAC Fix Plus to try to reactivate it a little bit to kind of help it. Okay, so I would definitely say with this, work on it in sections. Like, don't do what I did, put it on all over and then blend. Like, do put it, then blend it, put it, then blend it, if you get what I'm saying. So I'm just going to go a little more doing that. I'm just going to put some right here because I like to do this to make my bottom lip look fuller. Okay, so I have better contour sticks than this. It's not as creamy for me, and I like my liquid or stick contours to be a little more creamy than this. This was a little harder to work with. I mean, it still achieves the effect, but it's an okay product. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with those liquid blushes, and I'm just going to put the Walnut shade back here. Oh, that is super pigmented. You shall see how that looks. And that was literally one dot. And then I'm going to add the Pecan shade in front. Grab my mirror. I'm gonna add 2 dots of the Pecan shade. And we're gonna blend those together. I do like to drape my blush. Okay, again, same thing. Gotta work quickly with it. That gives a nice flush of color. Super pretty. I'm gonna add a little bit more of both. Add a little bit to my nose as well. Keep trying to use the viewfinder to do this, and it's not working. I mess up which side I'm looking at. All right, let's just blend, blend, blend. I do think the walnut color by itself is too dark for me, and I think the pecan color is too light for me by itself, but the mix of the two makes a really pretty flush of color on the skin. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the powders for all of this. Let me pull out my options here. Alright, so I picked up this palette, which is from Princessa, I think is how you pronounce it. It's bronzer collection. This is what the inside looks like. I also picked up the Malibu Glitz Sun-Kissed Trio bronzer. So it has a bronzer, a highlight, and a blush. And then I also picked up Starry Precious Mineral Lightweight Blush, Long-Lasting Smooth Finish. I do not see a shade. Shade 06 Natural Glow, I'm assuming is that one. And then for the highlighter, I picked up the AOA Studio Wonder Baked Highlighter in Icing. Okay, so I think we're going to work with the palette first and try it. So ShopMissA does have brushes. I don't have any of the face brushes, but I do have the eye brushes. So we will be using those whenever we get to doing the eyes. But I will have to use a different brand of the face brushes today. Let's just go in with trying to find an affordable option here. Alright, so we'll go in with the ColourPop F2 brush for the bronzer. I think I'm going to go in with Skinny Dipping, just because Melted Bronze looks too dark for me, as well as Golden Glow, but we'll go in with Skinny Dipping first and see. I'm not sure how it looks kind of muddy. So I'm gonna actually switch to the Malibu Glitz Sunkissed Trio, and I'm gonna try to use this shade. It's looking kind of peach on the camera with the lighting, but it's actually like a really pretty bronzy brown. Alright, so I'm just gonna clean that brush off and go into that shade. Oh, that might be a mistake because it looks a little orange on the brush, but we'll see. Alright, I'm going to go back into that original palette, try it, because right now I'm not loving either one of the bronzer options. Alright, yeah, I think I'll pass on those. Let's go in to the blushes now, and then we'll do the highlights. So I think what I want to do is I think I'm going to go into this blush here first. Let me go into this blush here first from the Malibu Glitz palette. Okay. It's very soft, buildable blush. Very pretty. I like that color. I'm just building it up. Alright, I like that blush. Really, very pretty. Okay, so now I'm just going to go in with a tad bit of the Natural Glow Starry Precious Mineral Blush. Hopefully not ruin the way this blush is looking because it's very pretty. So this is what that one looks like. Okay. Alright, so a similar color. Not bad, but I like the other one better. I just like the finish the other one gave better than this one. So I'm going to go back over with that other one. I know I'm going a little blush crazy, but I'll tone it down with my beauty blender. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to do the highlights. Let me just kind of go over this. Alright, so highlighter wise, like I said, we have the Malibu Glitz, this center shade here, and then we have this icing color. let's go in without wetting the face first. I'm going to use this F5 brush from ColourPop. So going into that center shade here, tap it off, and just normally I like to wet my face with my setting spray first before I go in with highlighter. It just helps make it pop a little more. Okay, there we go. So you can see it gives a nice glowy sheen across there. I'm gonna go my nose, just a little here, a little here, a little here. Alright, so I want to go over that with the icy, it's an icing shade from AOA. It's a baked highlighter. Okay, it's definitely a lot more sparkly than the other one. The other one's more of a sheen highlighter. This one's a little more sparkly. I do think this one will make a really good inner corner highlight, so I am going to do that actually real quickly. It does have some pink undertones in this. I thought it was just going to be like straight up white, but it does have pink undertones. Okay, see that? See how brightening that is? The inner corner. So I do like it for that. Alright, I am going to go back out with that other highlighter back over. And like I said, I'll just go with my sponge, kind of tone it down a bit. But I'm liking how the complexion's looking so far. I mean, the bronzer and contour is okay. Like, it's not my favorite because it's got a little muddy up there. But the rest of the face is looking nice. Alright. So I do want to blend back under my eyes to make sure there's no creasing before I go in with the setting powder on my face. So I will say that concealer darkened up a little bit, so it's not as stark white on me. Alright, so I have two setting powders. Sorry about that. Two setting powders to choose from. I have the shade Soft Light and Brightening. So I think I'm going to use the brightening one under the eyes and then the Soft Light for the rest of my face. And they're both AOA Studio Perfect Setting Powder. So let me just open those up. I did see that I think these got a bit of a makeover recently on this of how they look on the website. I don't know if the formula is the same or not. But if you guys have used it, let me know if you've used both. Alright, so this is Soft Light. Let me open the brightening because I want to do the eyes first. Okay. It does have a little seal on it. So it literally came double sealed because it was sealed in plastic plus had this on it. So I am just going to take, let's see here. I'm going to take the end of my Lunar Beauty dual-ended brush here for this to go under the eyes. This is the brightening one. So powder is under this one, but not this one. I don't know, I'm not really seeing much of a difference, to be honest. Maybe just a little more mattifying, but I'm not really seeing brightening. I'm just gonna add a little more. I don't like to add too much powder under my eyes just because I do have fine lines and stuff. Alright, maybe a little bit of brightening there. Okay, it does look smoother. Alright, and now I'm going to go in with this soft light on the rest of my face, with the other end of the brush. I know it's a soft light, but it looks translucent to me. Okay. So I'm just picking some of that up on this end of the brush. And we're just gonna tap that in. Gonna get some more. Okay, that did help soften the bronzer and stuff. Okay, so all in all, I think the complexion is looking nice. I am going to use the setting spray, and then we're going to start working on the eyes. Alright, so we have the AOA Studio Lock in Your Makeup Setting Spray, non-drying, matte finish, lightweight, and paraben free. This weightless micro mist setting spray locks in a long-lasting shine-free matte finish that lasts all day. Feels undetectable to the skin, plus stays comfortable without tightness or sticky residue. After applying a makeup plus shaking the bottle well, hold A+ setting spray 10 inches from your face and spray several times, allow to dry. Alright, so let's shake it up. And I am gonna take this little towel here and kind of cover here, because if you guys watch my essence video, you'll see why I'm doing that. Okay. So we're just gonna let that dry down. I do normally prefer a glowy finish, even though I have oily skin, but sometimes I'll combine the two. I'll use a matte and a glowy. Okay. Alright, so I am going to let this dry. I'm going to gather some things up to do the eyes and kind of clean up a little bit what I got here from doing the face, and I'll be right back. Alright, so that has dried down nicely. It didn't take too long to dry down. This is the way the base is looking so far. So not bad. So let's get started on the eyes. So I have 3 eye bases that we can use. They're all from AOA Studio. I have a glow base. I have a glow base eye primer. I probably won't be using this today because I tend to not like the glowy primers. And we have the soft base in Nude. And then we have a tacky base, which I think I might try to use this in place of like a NYX glitter glue type thing for shimmer, so I might try that for that. So let's just go ahead and shake up the Nude soft base one. And they come in little squirt tubes. And I'm just going to use my sponge to spread that across the lid. So that is typically the type of base I like. Something that gives a little bit of a pigment base. It gives it, covers, you know, the veins on your eyes and redness and things like that. Okay, so I have a couple eyeshadow options here. I do have this one for like some smoky grays and stuff, and then I have these little quads here in Brandy, Eden, Xenia, and Vandella, I'm assuming. And then those are all from AOA Studio, all these little quads, but the bigger one is from Amuse brand. So let's just open the bigger one. And okay, so they're kind of like gray and blue are the options in this one. Like that shimmer is kind of a light blue. But I think I'm going to start with the quads and see where we go from there. So they all kind of have this light base in them, so I am going to use that first to set down the eye primer. You don't have to do that. I just prefer to do that sometimes. It just kind of helps with blending a lot of times. I'm going to do that with, so this is the eye brush set that I got from ShopMissA. Okay, so I'm going to go in with Eden first with that really light color. There is some pickup in the pan. And I'm just going to use that to set this eye primer down to help with the blending. So now what I think I want to do is go in with Xenia. I want to go in with this color right here and put that in the crease. I don't think the brushes have numbers. Yes, they do. This is the E126. I'm just building up that shade in the crease. This is my transition shade. I'm going to try to pack it a little bit, just because I want it a little darker than it is. Alright. So now I think what I'm going to do is go in with I think I'm going to go in with Brandy, and I'm going to use this color down here. I'm just going to put it on this outer part of my eye first. Okay, and then I'm just going to bring it in a little lower in my crease. Okay. That one has some nice pigment to it. Just building that up. Okay. I do want to go back in with that second shade into the crease, just to kind of blend some more. These are very buildable, but I do feel like they're easily kind of lost with pigmentation when you try to blend them out. They work better for packing. Alright, so now I'm gonna attempt to use the Tacky base as like a glitter primer. So I am just going to put that on this E131, just a flat brush. Just going to tap and tap. I'm going to spread this across the lid. Not all the way across, just where that dark color meets. Did get a little bit too much on that side. You just keep that in mind, you don't need very much of that. Okay, now that it's nice and sticky and tacky, I want to wipe off the brush. And I'm gonna go into the Eden palette with this dark shimmer first on the outer edge. And I'm just gonna pack it right in between that outer corner in the middle of my lid. Just kind of as my transition shade between shimmers, just to blend. Okay, so now I am going to go into I'm going to go into Brandy, and I want to use this shimmer right here on the other side of my brush. Okay. I'm just placing that. Oh wow, that's pretty. Right across here. I'm gonna pop off and kind of blend this up some more above my hooded eyes with the shimmers and stuff, and then I'll be back to kind of finish up. Alright, so this is what the eyes are looking like. I am gonna add some of this to the inner corner of my eyes, and I'm using the E134 to do that. Wow, that's pretty. Okay. Alright, I need to change out my battery. I see it blinking at me, so I'll be right back. Alright, battery's changed, so that's why the view might be a little different. But this is what we're looking like so far with the eyes. I did get a pencil for the waterline. This is AOA Studios Gel Liner in the shade Sand Dollar, which looks like a neutral. Alright, so I'm going to warm this up on the back of my hand first, just so I can kind of test the formula. Alright, and then I'm going to put it in my waterline. That is what that looks like. I do want to use a little something from this palette, so I think I'm going to go under the lower lash line and do a little something there. I'm going to use the E132, so I'm going to go in with this kind of grayish black color. Gonna put that on the outer edge, almost to the middle of my eye, and then I'm going to go in with the lighter kind of bluish gray underneath that. And then I just want to take that E134 and I'm going to go in this light bluish shimmer I'm just gonna add that right here. Okay. And then just go underneath and kind of blend. That. Alright, so not bad. Alright, so the only things we have left is mascara, lashes, lip liner, and lipstick, I believe. Okay, so yeah. Alright, so I'm going to use this anti-feathering color lock on my lips from, I'm not sure the brand, it did come from ShopMissA, obviously, but I'm not sure on the brand. Okay. So I'm going to curl my lashes. Alright, so we have this AOA Studio Tall Lash Mascara lengthening. My eyes are watering a bit from the water, putting that in the water line. That's just me today. Alright, so it is this type of wand, which is interesting. Alright, that is the mascara on. I don't really care for this wand. It's just, I'm not used to it, so I may not be applying this correctly. So just keep that in mind. I'm dipping back in for some more. Yeah, I do see lengthening, but I have better lengthening mascaras than this. But again, like, I don't know if I'm using this wand correctly. I am going to grab a different mascara to use on the bottom lashes, just because that one is just a little difficult to use. This is the ColourPop Act Natural mascara. Alright, so I need to measure the lashes to place them on. I did get the style Melissa, which is, you know, I had to, it's my name, so I had to get these. They do have a bunch of different lashes to choose from, and they are nice quality. So let me pop off, trim these, and apply them, and I'll be right back to do the lips with you guys. Alright, I am back, and the lashes are on. Super pretty. Really like them. I will say that as far as the eyeshadows go, I like the little quads as long as you can use them together, but I didn't like the other one. It, like, you can see it's already almost off this eye. But let's do the lips. So I did pick up the AOA Studio Lip Liner in the shade Dawn. Okay, so this is what the shade looks like, just a nice neutral color. Okay, that's basically the color of my lips. Just a little bit darker. Not much. That'll be nice for me to keep for just outlining. Alright, so that went on nice. And I have AOA Studio Velvet Lips in the shade. Give me 1 second and I'll tell you the shade. Kris with a K. Okay. Oh, that's very pink. Definitely a very velvety texture, like it says it's velvet. So pretty. It's a pretty color. Alright, let's talk about the products a little bit. The primer, I don't really like it too much. I don't really see too much of a difference in it. It might have given a bit of a glow maybe from like the glitter specks that look like it was in it, but not a huge fan of getting a glow from that. The foundation I'm actually quite enjoying. I did not think I was going to like it because I usually don't like when I buy cheaper priced foundations like that, but it's actually quite nice. The brow pencil and the brow powder I liked. I did not like the brow pen. Like I said, mine might have just been dried out, so could be that. The concealer I was pleasantly surprised with. I actually quite enjoy it. The powder, it's just kind of a basic powder. Didn't really notice anything major about it. The eyeshadows, I liked the quads, not the other one. As you can see on this side, it's already rubbed off. The eye primers I liked. They worked really well. Mascara, I didn't really care for. I didn't like the wand on it. Love the lashes. I've always loved my ShopMissA lashes, which is AOA Studio brand mainly that I use. I like the lip combo. I enjoyed the liquid blushes. Some of the powder bronzers was a miss, and the contour stick was kind of a miss for me. But all in all, I think it turned out pretty nice for an very affordable brand. So let me know what you guys think down below about how this look turned out. Do you like it? Do you have favorite products from ShopMissA? Let me know in the comments down below. Alright, so this is the finished look. I think it looks really nice. I'm pleasantly surprised. If you guys would, please like and subscribe down below. It really helps my channel and I would appreciate it. Until next time, guys. Bye.